Thank you so much, Mary T. Will. Jaime. She is a huge seeker of knowledge and understanding the sociology behind audiences and must find out why things are the way they are. One topic of interest that always seems to pique curiosity is why people are so steadfast in supporting decisions and why we defend our decisions to the bitter end. Jaime's research led her to one frame of thought: cognitive dissonance. Her speech today accomplishes several goals. It supports her dynamic leadership pathway progress. It shares information on what cognitive dissonance is. It supports how using cognitive dissonance can be an important speaking tool. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jaime.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Have you ever really cheered for your favorite football or baseball team? I know you've got some Bronco fans out there, right? Have you ever wondered why you really crave that ice cream? Or even though you really are on that COVID gotta lose that 15 diet, you really want that ice cream? Have you ever thought about why you so avidly want a political candidate to win and the opposing candidate to lose when you don't really know the details about their campaign? I'd like to share one theory about cognitive dissonance that helps to explain how and why these thoughts occur, and I really want to add some of that prowess to your future speeches as well. I'll explain what cognitive dissonance is and how to recognize it. And I'll also give some examples and ideas that'll help sway your audience to your point of view during future speeches. According to psychiatrist Grant Brenner, co-founder of Neighborhood Psychiatry way over there in Manhattan, cognitive dissonance is an uncomfortable state of mind when somebody has contradictory values and attitudes, perspectives about the same thing. Now, that's a pretty ambiguous definition, so I'm hoping to give you a visual behind me to better explain cognitive dissonance. So behind me, you'll see a picture of a salad and a picture of a cookie, a really yummy looking cookie, right? So I'm going to use a theory kind of explaining a diet and wanting a cookie. Now, being on a diet, that's a good thing for someone trying to lose weight, get healthy, and really working toward that better version of you, right? Now, on the other hand, wanting a cookie, that's a really ooey gooey cookie in the background, right? That is a really good thing, especially when you're hungry. You really want that cookie, kind of like me. That cookie's making me hungry right now. Now, both of these offer a person something that they want. They're both good in their own ways. Now, cognitive dissonance really is one of those things that offers that contradictory value and really works towards two things that are good in different ways and offer that contradictory thing for a person. Now, there's a ton of research out there about this subject. In fact, way back in 1957, Leon Festinger did a whole bunch of research on this topic. According to Leon, people need consistency between their attitudes and behaviors. Now, even though achieving that balance isn't always accomplished in a rational way. So psychologically, we tend to try to persuade ourselves that we really deserve or want or need that thing that's causing that cognitive dissonance. So our attitudes really better match our behaviors. So in our diet cookie example here, we have convinced ourselves that we deserve that cookie, that we exercised extra hard, or we had a stressful day, or whatever, fill in the blank here. And therefore we no longer have that cognitive dissonance and we deserve that cookie for the day. Now, do we really deserve that cookie because we had a stressful day or whatever? Makes no logical sense, really, if you think about it. Stress doesn't deserve a cookie here. Now, in the political arena, this kind of plays out in different ways. Political candidates use cognitive dissonance to sway you to their side, and then they create an unwavering candidate, or I'm sorry, fan out of you. So for example, if there's two candidates out there, one's trying to, they're both trying to increase taxes. One's doing it to build better roads. One's doing it to support educating of youth. Both have great value in the community. Roads and youth are both valuable. Now, if one candidate chooses roads and the other candidate chooses education, that's where the cognitive dissonance fun begins. Now, as for your favorite teams out there, I bet you can remember a time when another person asked you who your favorite team was. Did you choose that based on statistics? Did you choose it based on the super cute shortstop that's on the team? Are you still a fan, even though they lose or trade that super cute player? So why does this happen? It's really because your brain tells you that the attitude, liking your team, choosing a candidate, wanting that cookie, needs to be consistent with your behavior. So cheering for your team, voting for your candidate, eating that cookie. So you will stand behind your choices, often to the death. And that's how strong psychologically we want to avoid cognitive dissonance in our lives. Now, how does this relate to your speaking? Well, if you really want to persuade someone to join your team or like your idea, all you have to do is create a little cognitive dissonance in your speech. So come up with two somewhat positive opinions and have the audience choose the idea that you want to be the winner chicken dinner. Then just defend your choice. And the more you defend it and the harder you defend it, the more psychologically sound your decision becomes, and the more you will have people jump on board. Now, that doesn't mean it's more logical, it just means it's more psychologically sound. So for example, if I have my audience decide that they want, I'll throw a little cognitive dissonance there and say, hey, let's do the color green versus the color blue. And I want everybody out there, so all you guys, you are going to love the color green, and it's going to be much better than the color blue. So if you think about the green grass being amazing and the trees being amazing, and oh gosh, I don't know, whatever else is green out there, and the color blue in the sky, and oh yeah, that's great and all. But I want you all to love the color green. Please, please think about everything that's green out there and how it builds your life and makes it so much more wonderful. And the color green is so amazing. So right now, I want you don't have to unmute or anything, but I want you to say how you love the color green, and it's so much better than everything out there. Go ahead and like 2 seconds, say, I love the color green.
I love the color green.
And I want you to tell me why you love the color green. Just go ahead and throw something out there.
It's vibrant.
Yes, it's amazing. And so the more you do this in your speeches and the more you throw that out there, the better your audience will come to your side and solidify their psychological choices and decrease that cognitive dissonance. So if you really want to add some of that persuasion into your speech, just throw a little teensy bit of cognitive dissonance in there. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.